Welcome everybody to Sheik, please. I just wanted to say, can you actually reset Sheik, please?
If you want to.
Yeah, because we didn't stop the time. I'm really sorry about that. I just want to make a quick introduction. This one is Shiekrunner. He's a runner of DK94. I'm Nardico. I'm also a runner of the game, but I have a mediocre time right there. So are you ready, Sheik?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay,
I was ready a minute ago.
I count down from 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
So DK94 is actually most common the game on the Super Nintendo that was actually released with the Game Boy player, and many of you probably played it as a kid. And the first 4 stages of the game are resembling the arcade game of Donkey Kong actually. So it resembles similar layout, but after the 4 stages, the game opens up a little bit more. In total, there are 101 stages that Shiekrunner right here will be blazing through like anyone else. And the reason that he don't talk right now, because the first 4 stages are really technical and really hard, so to get the right movement out of it. So yeah, he's already at stage 3 in the tutorial stages. And oh, he missed an
there's
trick
like
there.
input lag.
Oh, there is?
Yes, the input lag. I don't know.
Okay. There is a trick where you can actually do a handspring jump on the platform right there and getting directly up to the level end and finishing it right there. So sadly he didn't get it.
That's fine.
It's really technical, but yeah. There are more of these tricks, and I will explain some of the tricks that are coming in later. So this is the last stage of the tutorial, and you need to collect all the four blocks that all the platforms are going down.
Got kind of bad RNG there.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, of course. And now the actual game starts. So the girl right there is Pauline. You probably know her out of Odyssey. She's the major of DK City, or
Yeah, that's correct.
yeah,
New Donk City.
New Donk City. That was, yeah. And that's probably her first iteration in the games.
I think so, yes. That's
Yeah.
at least what I thought, always.
So yeah, the goal actually of the game is after the tutorial, you see the key right there that opens doors. And in most of the stages, except for a few boss stages and little boss stages, we actually need to collect keys to finish the level.
You will see that in this first stage already.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the city. It's probably or maybe New Donk City, but it probably at this time it was just New York. So we're traveling all around the world to actually chase after Donkey Kong to rescue Pauline. It's one of the only games where you actually don't save Peach and
that's
save
correct.
Another girl.
So this level is actually really difficult.
Yeah, you can do a perfect backflip right there of the Bao. And okay, you're going for throwing up the key. You can actually, with a good RNG, you can jump on both of the mices, and you don't actually need to throw the key to get up there. But it wasn't a little bit unfortunate. So yeah, 1-3 is a really quick stage. So a bunch of backflips and getting the key up. And now we're getting the first middle boss stage, more or less. It's not like defeating DK, but just getting through him. And in this stage, there's the first glitch that will be...
I already did it in one.
Oh yeah, really. I forgot to explain that.
It's just a wall jump like in any other Mario game. It's nothing crazy.
It's a wall kick, but the game initially didn't intend that you can do it. So it's a little bit of a glitch.
That's correct.
You actually... we don't know how to explain it because we don't actually know how it works. But we thinking about that if you backflip or spring jump into a wall, that the hitbox got extended and you actually get on the hitbox of the tile right after out of the screen.
And in this tutorial like in those cutscenes, they always teach you like new mechanics of the game.
Yeah, of course. So now we actually have finished the first 4 stages, it gets a little bit more technically, and more mechanics will be introduced in the game. So in this game, you actually see we got showed that there's a building mechanic in the game that we don't actually use right here because building is slow. You can actually move if you build stuff.
Oh, this
So
might
you
be
see it
bad.
right here, because we actually need to cross the gap.
If you collect the umbrella there, you actually get the bonus game. It's similar to Yoshi's Island. It's really terrible.
Yeah, of course. That's another mechanic in the game. If you collect all the items, you get a bonus game after the level. And bonus games are slow. That's the reason why we actually don't want to do it. In 100% of the game, you need actually collect all of the items. So you see a lot of bonus games in there as well. So what Sheik is trying right here is getting a backflip.
Ah, damn it.
So
I'm just
we
gonna go too safe.
don't actually need to use the ladder down there, but yeah. It saves a little bit of time because you save the frames actually for not building it. So he places on the left right there, so getting up really quick. The window is pretty much really close, but yeah, it's totally fine. That's the intended way. You can actually, there's no other way to get up there.
There is another way to get up there if you would be a Taz, but
Yeah, it's not human possible right now. Maybe there's a guy that can actually do
so
it.
maybe we get good RNG here, so I can go for a really difficult strat.
Oh yeah, that's a trick that probably only you uses pretty much, or
I found it at least.
yeah.
I'm not sure PTO could do this too.
Yeah, PTO, by the way, is another runner. He holds the world record right now in all stages. And is the only guy that actually has a sub 1 hour time right now? Or?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Oh, sorry.
So, what happened right there? You probably wanted to use the ladder.
I wanted to do the quick strat, but
Yeah.
I need to get used to this setup.
Yeah, you can actually throw the key up and use the Baobao to climb up. And now we got actually to the first boss stages where we actually fight DK. So the goal is to hit DK with 3 barrels. And you actually got the second slowest pattern there, if I recall it correctly. So it's a little bit RNG what DK does. If he takes off the barrels and rolls left, right, and throws it in the middle down there. And there are different patterns, so there's a little bit RNG in this game as well. Now we get into the second stage, that's the forest. So,
There will be the first big key glitch.
yeah, exactly. There's a big, big glitches more or less with, we can actually collect the key and despawn it or stuck it more or less and save the value of the key in Mario. You will show it.
We do it by grabbing the key with a backflip instead of just normally. So if you tumble twice, the key gets stuck in mid-air, but you still have the key.
Yeah. So
you will see it here.
he grabbed the key with a backflip that does something with the value of the key, and if you tumble twice, we call it double tumble. We all runners call it the double tumble. If you tumble twice, actually the value got saved, and you can move freely. If you normally collect the key, you're unable to do specific stuff like doing backflips or handspring jumps. But if you do the key glitch, in this case, you can actually move freely. What Sheik is doing right now is he tries to get the right frame to get up there, so you can actually collect the key again with a double tumble. So yeah, the key got stuck up there, so he can actually move freely and don't need to watch out what he does with the key. Or he can move way faster, and we do it pretty much a lot through the game.
Yeah, and there are tons of more key glitches.
Yeah.
We cancel the key glitch also sometimes to not tumble, so that we can just walk without having to wait on the tumbling animation.
Yeah, this stage right now is really quick because the game devs didn't thought over that you actually can place the ladder under the door. So yeah, these stages are pretty much way forward. There are some stages where you can actually use some glitches to propel upwards to finish it, but it's probably just...
I will do one of those in the end, like in World 8.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm currently planning to do.
Yeah, we can look for that. Yeah. Do we have any donations?
I don't think so.
Hey Jake donated $20, a West Coast Canadian here. Might not be able to stay up so late, but good luck to Poacher 2K on his No One Lives Forever speedrun.
Thank you, Jake. So that's another stage which is pretty forward. So we don't actually use any glitches, but we don't do the stage as intended as we should. You see the bridge tool right there. You normally use it to get back over it, so that you don't actually need to look out for the spikes. What Sheik trying to do there was a little bit of a swag strat.
It saves time.
Yeah, it saves a little bit of time, but you can actually miss the input. Oh, the key didn't throw it far enough. If he had collected the key right there, he would have landed on the spikes and would have probably died, or yeah.
Yeah, I would. If I'd collected that, I would have been dead for sure. I didn't even have. I was 100% sure. So I just went back, lost a little bit less time. If I would have gone for it, I would have died.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you actually did the safe strat. That's our fastest strat, where you actually can throw down a beetle, and can you save 1 second or 2 seconds?
There's you save like 1 second.
1 second, yeah.
So after like the next 2 stages, like donations can be read.
Yeah.
In the cutscene.
Yeah, here we do another wall kick. The intention would be actually to use the lever at the beginning to despawn the bridge, so we can get the bug that crawls around the part where Shiekrunner tries right now to do a wall kick. So we can actually use the bug to climb up that part. There is another thread found by another runner of the game called Civil, which we use at the beginning. We use a bug that goes around there at the beginning to propel us upwards on the left side of the stage.
I'm gonna go for a safe strat here actually, because I'm not getting it right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to get the wall kicks at stage borders.
Yeah, this can happen. This is.
Yeah, just take your time.
There we go.
Okay, so yeah, we actually skipped the mechanic. At this point, it probably would be faster to do the carrier strat, but yeah.
Yeah, usually you get this like first try or second try, so
it can happen.
Especially in a marathon, it's kind of like always a little bit risky to go for the wall jumps.
Yeah, so now we're ready for the next donation.
Null Sprite donated $50. Shoutouts to my buddy Shiekrunner for getting me into speedrunning DK94 4 years ago, and to the entire DK94 community. Here's for some good luck, and please don't get soft locked in 2 to 8. Good luck on the run from Norway.
Yeah, we just passed it. You can actually get soft lock in the game. You did see Shiekrunner right there.
Thank you, Nusprite, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Nusprite. You did see Shiekrunner, by the way, doing a handspring off the boulder right there. That's going down, and if you do it right, you can actually glitch through the floor right there. And if you do it a little bit too far left, you can actually get clipped too far up. And if Mario tries to climb the ladder, he climbs indefinitely, and you soft lock the game.
So this is another really difficult stage. I don't know how to do this differently, so I'm just gonna go for the world record strat.
Oh, nice, the backflip.
Like I unlearned all of the old strats, I guess. So it was more safe for me to do this one.
Yeah. Normally, if you collect it with a backflip, the key, and if you don't collect it with a backflip and you jump too far, you actually lose the key. But if you collect the key with a backflip, it also extends the height that you actually can hold the key before losing it falling down. And he did it right there. to get to the door. If you have the state of the key and touch a door, you actually finish a level instead of dying. And we will see it later in the game as well. This one is a really technical stage. There's not much to it, but yeah, all the platforms are moving. And you can actually mess it up pretty easy. And even the end is not that easy. Even if you get up, it's not easy to go down really fast.
The problem was I messed up grabbing the key, so the cycle was completely different, so I had to go a little bit safe there.
Yeah. So yeah, this is another boss fight right there. It's actually a good pattern. Yeah, we're actually looking for the fast patterns. And we actually get, not normally the game thinks that you can't actually collect the barrels that flow left and right, the first ones. But with an handstand you can actually collect the barrel right there. So, yeah, sure.
Well, 3 is really, really cool. Like, it's probably also like the world that most people got to start casually, because there are some puzzles that as a child it's hard to get.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not sure about it, but the official guide for the Game Boy player had probably up to World 3 in it, and not the complete game.
Oh.
So
As a child I got stuck on World 6, personally.
Yeah, but I can be totally wrong about it, but I actually need to look it up after ESA. So, yeah, the stage... yeah, the casual way would be actually to place the bridge in the gap right there to get the... I don't know if it's rock or is it stump or so, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's unfortunate. To get the stump moving over so that you actually can use him to cross the spikes right there. But we are speedrunners, we actually don't want to do that because it's slower.
Well, I would have saved time if I went for that.
Yeah. Right now, yes. But not again.
I'm sorry, guys.
So, yeah, we should probably go for it now, but... So you can see it. So you actually use the guy to cross over and collect the key. So, yeah, the time for the bridge is actually... long enough that you can actually do it without the guy. Yeah, and that's all the stage.
The thing with this game is that any strat that you do just saves a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And if you just mess it up slightly, you lose like 10 times as much time.
Yeah. A little bit about the movement is in the game that jumping actually is a little bit faster than walking normally. And if you have a low ceiling, then you actually can abuse it a little bit more than just jumping normally. What you see right there was he grabbed the key with an backflip and pressed the B button while he tumbled, so he collected or grabbed the key in the normal state so he can actually throw it. So that's a one tumble key glitch more or less, where we actually cancel out the key glitch. Yeah. Do we have more donations? Okay.
So this stage has a couple of different cycles, like it's a little bit RNG, like when he switches the switch. So we are hoping that that we can get into the door as soon as we are there, pretty much. Like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can happen that he doesn't do it for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, we actually found a little bit of RNG manipulation in the game. So if you reset the console and start it again, you actually... the seat that you play on will be decided on the intro screen. And we determined a little bit like we're getting the first or the last seat, depends on which stage we're going. But we actually, it's faster on Game Boy and not so fast on the Game Boy player or the Super Game Boy, because you have all On the Super Game Boy, yes, you have actually the starting animation, which costs more time than actually it saves through the RNG manipulation. So yeah, the stage is pretty much forward as well. Just do a backflip up the moving platform right there, climbing all the way up and grabbing the key within.
So here we're doing the key glitch again. Oh, I messed this one up, but it's fine. It's just like it loses like 2 seconds or so.
Yeah, you can actually go on the upper platform right there and just jump straight down to the door and you finish it. And you don't need actually to look out for the height. This stage is really, really technical. In my runs, it always messes up my run most of the time because, yeah, okay, she do it like a pro, but you have actually a really, really small frame right there to move away from the divers, and they kill you if you touch them.
And here, this is just like praying for good RNG.
Yeah, this stage, the guys with the helmet are called shovelers, and if he falls down, he can actually walk left or right. Oh, he walked left, but
I got lucky.
Yeah, we got actually really lucky. And you want him to go left so that you can actually jump on him, and then he goes right directly. If he goes left, yeah, he walks all to the left, and then actually if he walked all to the left, you can actually use him again to push you under the spikes, and that takes a really long time if he goes left.
So here in this stage, we're trying to go for the fast cycle. It's not really that difficult normally, and once we got this barrel, it's really easy.
Yeah, we used it one. The barrel up there is pretty hard to get if you're new to the game, so I wouldn't recommend it learning it directly if you want to look into it. And by the way, if you want to learn the game, we actually have a Discord with a really great community out there, and really, really happy about any new runner who picks up the game.
So World 4 is really, really difficult compared to World 3 at least. It's one of the harder worlds, I would say. Especially like 4.9 is very infamous for that, for the difficulty, because we have to do like a spike jump.
Yeah, that's a you can do it twice if you want to really save time. But you actually need to do it once, and you can go for a safer strat, but we maybe see it. Yeah, what you did right there was the reset to actually save time on the animation.
Exactly.
That wasn't a reset for... It resets a little bit of the RNG, but we don't have full control over it. And yeah, we found out that if you reset after the stages, you actually save time on the blinking animation. And on because all the stages that you X'd out get overwritten by the Mario phase, and that takes a really long time in the game. So if you reset, or soft reset in this case,
I might not go for the really difficult set here. It's might be too tight right now. Yeah, this is like the ghetto version of it.
Yeah, it's a little bit scruffed right there, but yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, what I wanted to tell is, that the resetting of the stages, saves more time than just watching the cutscene. Are you going for the extendo?
Yeah, of course. Like, is there another way?
Yeah, there is, but if you do a handspring jump on the spring right there, you can actually get more height.
If
out
I
of it.
Could get it.
Yeah, it's a little bit technically, but you almost get it. But what we actually want to do is go up there. Yeah, that's what we actually want to do. So we don't need to use the monkeys to. What do you want to do?
You will see. I didn't get it. I tried to go for the backflip glitch again. You can do this with any enemies. And then I could walk in the air for a second, which saves also like a very small amount of time, which is usually very free to get.
Yeah, that's one of the other tricks.
Oh, bad RNG.
Yeah, that's probably the first stage with DK Jr. And we will see him much more in the course of the game until later, or pretty late in the game.
I didn't know where to go there from there.
Yeah, that's the other stuff about the game. If you mess up some strats, and you actually are pretty often in a situation where you actually don't know what you want to do, because, yeah.
That's how you're supposed to do the stage.
Yeah.
But with the bad RNG, like I was trying to go for a backup, but this backup is really difficult.
It's frame perfect.
Is it?
Or not frame perfect, but pixel perfect. Sorry about that.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you actually need to be on the last pixel of the platform to get it.
Okay, so I was trying to go for that, and it didn't work. So when I went up there, the cycle was a little bit messed up. So it's kind of like hard to anticipate where the trampoline is going to bounce. Like if you practice it, you can definitely predict it, but I didn't practice that one.
Yeah, jungle is a pretty rough stage. Yeah, in this stage we see another one tumble probably. Yeah, one tumble key glitch. We actually.
I was not that quick at the beginning, so that's why the guy moved out of there.
The crab shouldn't be in the position, but yeah.
I didn't go.
Just fix.
That's what I was trying to avoid last try.
Yeah.
Because I was too high up, so I predicted that I'm going to hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
So this is kind of RNG now, because it could be that it was fine.
There is a possibility that the badge catches you up in the air. If the lowest badge catches you, you actually don't die and you can finish the stage, but that's not what you want to do because it costs time. Yeah, that's another pretty forward stage. We actually want to go over the bridge without touching the least amount of the blocks right there, because they disappear. And you use probably one block to get over there. So we actually don't need to think a little bit about the bugs right there. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
But that can happen sometime. Yeah.
You can go ahead, I guess.
Yeah, you can probably go ahead.
PTO donated $25. I remember watching Sheiks and Null Sprites runs when I got into this game. Mind-blowing stuff. Shout out to the community, you keep me playing.
Thank you, PTO, sorry.
Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, sometimes if you can get stuck on the ropes a little bit, which is really a bit annoying.
I have to get used to, like, I have a little bit of input lag. That's the problem. It's not even because I'm nervous or anything like that. I'm pretty chill right now, but it's like it's not as smooth as it usually is. So I'm trying to adjust to it a little bit.
So that's another one of the RNG stages. DK Junior right there, which is, by the way, since I don't know exactly who, probably the guy from Rare said that DK Junior is the DK that we all know in the following games. And the DK that we're actually chasing right there is the grandpa in Donkey Kong Country. So yeah, this one is it looks easy, but if you miss the platform with the first backflip, you probably have a hard time to get up there. Just waiting for the crocodile right there to...
So 4-9 is coming up.
Going out the way. Yeah, that trick is one of the...
It used to be much harder than it is now, but the reason it used to be much harder is because there were like less hard strats implemented into the run, but there are some strats that are far harder than this one. So this isn't as bad as it used to be anymore, but it's still quite difficult. There are some really good visual cues for it, but we'll see if I go for both rounds, which I usually go for, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I die here once.
Yeah, casually, you actually need to pull the lever up there and release one of the monkeys so that you can use his tail to get back over the spikes. Because the game devs didn't intend you to actually jump over it.
Yeah.
So are you trying it again? Or
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the stage. And yeah, of course, most of the time it's just going YOLO. But
I do it one more time, and if I don't get it, then I moving on.
You're probably going for the backup, or
if I die again, then I'm going for a backup.
yeah.
Like, we need to show the cool strats, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. There is actually an setup for it where you actually align with pixels in the background.
Now I'm gonna go for the backup. It's like the second one is actually much easier than the first one, but yeah, today is not the day, I guess.
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah, and I don't know. Nalspite showed me the first time with the alignment, so you can actually align Mario's head with the background and can get it pretty consistently. But it's still a really hard trick. So what he's gonna do is actually to get a wall jump out of the edge of the world, so he can actually get back over the pit right there.
And you want to jump if you can all the time, because it's faster than walking.
Yeah.
So the next stage I really dislike because there's like a trick that was free for like 3 years for me, and then suddenly it became impossible, and I don't know what happened. So like it's not that one. That's actually not. I'm surprised that I died there, but it's like when you go on when you stand on a frog, he jumps up.
Yeah.
And the left platform, like this platform that I'm jumping on is really difficult to get on from the frog. So, and that used to never be the case.
Yeah. The frogs are one of the few enemies that are actually friendly to you. You can walk into them and stand on them, and they don't actually kill you.
And fun fact, if you're small Mario, like small Mario can be if you get hit by a mushroom,
you see it in the stage. Or you can see it in the stage.
Well, you can see like me flying off as a mini Mario because when you stand on the frog as a mini Mario, then you just jump much higher than you would be as big Mario.
Yeah, we actually got pretty good RNG. There was probably no mushroom or one mushroom.
One mushroom, like there's like a sound cue for when there's like a second mushroom. Like the different speeds are, you can hear them through. Like two mushrooms are actually not bad. It depends on whether the second mushroom is being thrown very fast. If it's being thrown very fast, you would want to go a little bit slower so you don't get hit by it.
Yeah. If you stand on the middle platform down there and try to get the barrel will actually fall down out of the stage, so you can collect it. So he placed a little bit left, so that the barrel actually got on the other platform.
So I'm currently thinking if I should go for the 5-2 strat, but considering how the run has went so far, I should better be not going for that. But we'll see when I'm in the stage.
Yeah.
Like maybe. So this was the 4th stage. Now we're gonna do a reset again, a 4th world. Now we're in world 5.
You did see there after the save screen, the screen would normally flashing, and yeah, that's the reason why we skip it, because it takes longer than just resetting. Yeah, the stage is pretty forward. You can actually skip a little bit of it by juggling the hammer upwards. Oh no.
I thought I grabbed it.
Yeah, no.
It's actually much harder than it looks to backflip while you are near a ladder.
Yeah, we actually can juggle the hammer all upwards, so we don't need to go on the right route. Normally the game actually wants you to go right and take the second hammer right there, but we are speedrunners, we are faster than the game intended us to be. So this stage is also a little bit harder for beginners. What we beginners are actually do is we take the two mummies up there and throw it down so that both falling mummies actually kill the skull down there.
Yeah, so I went for this strat that I just can't not go for that. At least have to try.
It's pretty consistent, and that's another reason where we save a lot of time. But normally the game actually wants you to use the platform down there, or use different platforms to get to the key, but we can actually do just backflips or wall kicks to grab the key and ride the ladder or the
There's also another strat where you just like fall through the elevator.
Yeah, that's we actually see that later in the game as well. Yeah,
It's fine.
It's fine. It's good RNG right there. The ladder right there and DK, that's the two factors in the stage, which is RNG based or which can actually make the stage really hard. Because if you're on the ladder and DK jumps, you fall off the ladder. And if you're on the ground, you get stunned. And if DK jumps, there's coming rubble from the top of the screen, which actually can kill you.
So in the next stage, there's actually like a skip that you can do, which is, I don't know if it's pixel perfect, but it's really difficult. Civil actually found this. I'm not going to go for this because I've never gotten it in the first place, not even trying it with an emulator, with save states, but other than that, you wanna get rid of these dogs or mice or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's a dogs. They're called Bobo in the game.
Ah, okay. I'm not sure they don't look like dogs.
Yeah, you can actually, there's a way to skip through the spikes. So you throw the key and can get under the spikes, but it's pretty frame perfect. So, yeah, that's one stage. You're doing it normally. We actually can skip the entire stage by doing a glitch called Infinite Fall Glitch. We're actually doing that by positioning in between two blocks with one free in the middle and like vertically. And you can actually, Mario get stuck in there until he gets so much falling speed that the game glitches out. And
then it just completes the stage.
Yeah, and then it overrides the state where you actually say, yeah, you finished the level. It's really risky to do it in a marathon because there's actually a chance that your game will crash and you will land again at 5-5.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing it.
So yeah,
it could go very bad.
Yeah, here we did another double tumble glitch, pretty forward.
Oh
yeah, you try to cancel out it was a little bit too high. You can actually cancel out the wall animation. Right, yeah, so
this one is also really quick. Like the boss stages tend to be super quick.
Yeah. Here the developers actually got with a more classical attempt on
that's
the
for sure.
boss stages.
But the game is really great. It's also like not just a good speed game, but it's also just like really casual friendly, and like not a lot of people I feel like know about this game, or at least forgotten about the game.
Yeah.
Might be because of the weird title, because it's actually just called Donkey Kong, but since it came out in 1994, people just call it Donkey Kong 94.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's really hard about, do you play Donkey Kong? And so, yeah, which one? Because there are so many Donkey Kong games out there.
This is not Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, by the way.
People always assume that you, like, misspoke.
Yeah, that's every time I talk to people, so, hey, what game do you speedrun? Yeah, I speedrun Donkey Kong 94, so, yeah, did you mean Donkey Kong 64? No, Donkey Kong 94. And...
it's fine.
Yeah, you can actually repeat that trick. Anyway, what you want to actually try is to use the key to get a little bit more height to go up there, so you have enough time to use the lever and climbing back down.
So the next stage is, I think this was intended from the developers because it's just so coincidental. But if you place like a bridge in like a one-tile gap, you can actually just skip the whole stage, and it just is so conveniently like placed. So I assume it was probably like an Easter egg or something.
I'm not sure, but yeah, what you actually do is if you place the key under a block, it gets propelled upwards, and we actually use that bridge to connect the two blocks right there, so it gets propelled all the way up.
That's correct.
And yeah, and then we just climb up the ladder. This stage is also can be a little bit technical. It depends on what you do, because you can actually can grab keys when backflipping. So yeah, that's a really hard strategy in my opinion. I mean, it's yeah, it's not easy to get it. Yeah. Do we have another donation? Okay. Then I talk about the mechanic in the game as well. We had difficulties a long time about the game, about the enemies, because there is one thing, we actually try to grab it before they move, but if you grab an enemy before they move, they actually don't have a hitbox, and you throw it through DK, and we didn't know it for a long time, so we called the stage actually Hitbox Lottery. So sometimes we got hitbox, sometimes we didn't, and we actually didn't know why.
Yeah, it's actually like the only real stage where it is actually no, that's not correct. Like 816 is also like a stage with moving like enemies that you throw at them. And 816 is actually the one that is much more worse, because there it can happen on accident more than it can happen on 512.
Yeah.
But this is like, this world is really probably like, if you played this as a child, you remember this one because it's really tough as a child. So I'm trying to go for a wall jump here. Just 2 attempts or so. I got
almost, yeah. You got the wall jump, but yeah, you actually need to be pixel perfect with that wall jump, because that's the only way you have enough height to collect it or to get up there. Yeah, in 6-1 or in the entirely stage 6, except for 1 or 2 levels, you have a mechanic called wind. It's almost as annoying as ice physics in any game, because the game pushes you always to the direction into the right, and yeah, you actually need to fight against it. So yeah, you collect it again with backflip, so you can just jump down there.
I don't know if this has been said before, but like when you grab it with a backflip, the key, then you cannot lose the key. Like normally, if you jump from a very high platform, you will just drop the key. But with the backflip key grab glitch, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So it makes these stages much easier. Like what we did back in the day was much harder, but also much slower. That's always the best thing.
That's one also a tight jump. Because you can normally you should go to the left and right the platforms up there, but yeah, we actually can just jump up there. There's a way to actually get it with wall kicks on the right side of the stage, but that's really hard.
Yeah, it's you want to avoid wall jumps where you can, especially if they don't save time. Yeah. Because it's just it's not RNG, but it feels like it, because we humans make mistakes. We're not perfect, so it's really it's like any wall jump glitch in any Mario game you have to imagine. You just sit there and try to get it, and either you get it or you don't. Yeah. And you usually have have setups for it to make it work, but the only setup that is found, which is very consistent actually, which I actually had to learn on the fly because it has been found recently, is that if you do a double handspring, which is just doing a handstand, the spring jump, and that twice when I really go high up, when you do this really quickly against the wall, you should get it every time. So here there's actually something very funny. So let me actually do this for a second. Oh, my dead. I am dead. Yeah. I didn't have much momentum.
Yeah. What you normally do is you use the string right there to spin around and jump after the 10th spin or so.
I don't know. It's a long time since I've used it, because you don't really want to use it.
Yeah, it's slower than doing handspring jumps. but they're pretty tight.
Not even that. Like I'm dying here right now a little bit, but I could try out the spin thing, but like there's like if you hit like the wrong like pixel or something, you just get ricocheted back into the spikes without you being able to do anything.
Yeah, you actually just need to hold right, so that Mario goes right.
Are you sure? Because
it works for me. I mean, it's 10 spins and holding left. Sorry, not right.
I can trust you if I do go for this. Like I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna die. Trust me.
So it's 10 spins and holding left. Yeah, a little bit more left on the string. You was too far right up. You need to be in the middle of the string.
Okay.
So if you're too much up, you actually bonk against the ceiling, and you lose momentum with that.
Okay. I don't. It might be the case. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah. The hard stuff about that stage is, especially if you want to do the jumps, that you already fighting against the wind.
It always happened to me with this with the string there, or like with the wind thing, and this is why I prefer to do it this way. But also, it's faster if you do it correctly, which usually. Oh, there was a new strat here that I learned.
That thread was actually found by Civil.
Okay.
Remembered correctly. Yeah, he actually put a lot of thought into it and made crazy videos with.
I don't know the strat. I'm just gonna go for whatever I remember.
With comparisons, and yeah, since Civil got into the community, we found a lot of stuff. What we actually want to do here is collect the key and throw it. And use the ladder that we can get down there. Normally you actually use all the levels to get the key slowly down. But yeah, we actually don't need to do that. Yeah, that's for my name it's probably run killer base because I lost most of my runs exactly on this stage.
It's not an easy stage, that's for sure. So you can get a jump here.
Yeah, you get the swag jump. Yeah, you can buffer inputs before stages are loading, and if you do that, sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. And in this stage it's useful because you get a little bit of hate.
But it doesn't save any time. Yeah. It's just like makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, because you need to wait for DK to throw his barrels anyway. So yeah, but we also say a run is not really valid if you don't get a swag jump. Yeah, now we got into Iceberg where we found pretty cool glitches in last year.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like 7-7 is amazing now. It used to be like such a difficult stage because depending on what the enemies do, you would do a different strat, and sometimes you could go for really insane strats there.
Yeah.
And it was always like really nerve-wracking in a run to go for that stage because it's really difficult. So in this one, we have like a very tight jump that we have to make, but it's fairly consistent. So there shouldn't be anything going wrong there.
Yeah, that the fire guy is actually, you see right there, there's one gap, and if you want it quick, you can actually jump through the gap. There's a little bit of a setup, but it's pretty tight. Yeah, you got it. Nice.
Yeah, but it wasn't really useful anymore because
you need to wait for. You don't.
This is too high IQ for me.
Yeah. Wait, you need to use the lever.
How do I have to restart again?
Yeah. You actually pull the lever before the flames actually remove the rest of the ice, so the bridge doesn't get extended completely, and you can actually jump down there.
Yeah. So I was a little bit too slow there.
Yeah. So in the beginning we just wait for the flame guy, and yeah, that's all. So there is another way you can actually if you don't want to go for the jump, it's a little bit slower. It's just waiting until the flames coming back down. Nice to get
That's how you should do this.
Yeah.
And then you wanna go slowly but surely down. But ice physics kind of like make this a little bit difficult. And then now to the really like big wall jump stage. So this used to be like a really big struggle. It can still be, but there's like a very consistent setup.
Yeah, you actually can't just go straight to the wall and do backflip or wall kicks right there or spring jumps, because the game actually needs a little bit of space because you need to hit a specific point. And yeah, it can be a little bit finicky, especially if if you have lag input a little bit. So it's really precise. The other way is actually to got down there and activate a lever that the platforms on the left side are starting to move. Yeah, you got it. So we actually don't see an enemy which called originally in the game books Otto.
Otto?
Yeah, the octopus down there is called Otto. And by the way,
that octopus is really scary. Like the sound that it makes when it's on your head, like that is nightmare fuel.
I mean, it just won't hugs.
No. Please, leave me alone.
Yeah. You wanted to go for the pacifist threat?
I want
killing the penguins?
This is faster.
Really?
Yeah, it is, but it's really like I wasn't. I didn't want to go for this shit, but I forgot the backup.
Yeah. By the way, names. My boy Nullsprite, which donated earlier. We had the thing going that we actually name enemies in the games that we run ourselves. And we came up for the big walruses with names, like, we call them Walter. So
seems like a fitting name.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go for a glitch here, which is like a zip, I would say.
Yeah, we actually, or not, it's not an official name, but we call it phaser clip, because you phase through the blocks.
That was actually, the term was actually coined by Spark City.
Yes, oh yeah, Spark City. I almost forgot about him. He's another runner of the game, or was a runner of the game.
He still occasionally joins races, but...
Yeah, but he probably don't want to go for any records right now. So he's probably the only one that got the icicle jump in the run, or in a...
I think so, maybe, yes.
I mean, Nullsprite did try to get a setup for it, and it's pretty consistent, but it's still really, really hard. So here you can see the first icicle, and you actually can jump on it and get to the top left. So we can skip the whole stage more or less and just collect the key and getting down there. So now we just need to wait for the icicles to spawn again. So yeah, you actually don't need to wait for the last one because you can jump down there. Oh, that was close.
What was close?
With the icicle, you almost touched it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So this stage I'm gonna concentrate for because I need to remember how to do this properly.
Yeah, you can actually mess it up really, really quick because you need to put the platforms in the right directions for the flames to actually remove the ice. And you still need to be really fast because the window is actually pretty tight.
Normally you do this a little bit differently, but I was scared there for a minute, so... What am I doing?
Yeah,
that's not how you do this.
Normally you just throw up the key and do a backflip on the platform and jump up, but yeah.
So here in this stage there will be the cool glitch found by Nullsprite.
Yeah, we actually double tumble here and positioning the key right to the door. So if we position a ladder next to the door and collect the key, because we actually can recollect the key, and collecting the key and touching the door will actually thinks that you're standing on solid ground and you finish the level.
Yeah, I found this. I discovered this on accident some time ago, but I could never replicate it. So
yeah, Nullsprite found the method for reproducing it.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, that's another one of the just jump at the right positioning on the stage and finishing quickly without ignoring the whole stage completely.
Yeah, there's some of like, especially like 1-4, like the stage earlier. That one saves like, I don't know, 20 seconds or so just by doing 2 quick wall jumps, or 1 at least.
Yeah. So now we getting in the last 4 stages of Iceberg, and we actually we really like to name stuff in the game, and it's probably now coming up the Walrus or Walter Factory, because there are so much of the Walruses right there.
We got good RNG.
Yeah, we actually got good RNG. So normally the game would actually wanted you to to go down there.
I'm gonna go save.
And use the ladder on the left side to get back up. So you actually open everything up. And yeah, use the ladder and activate the elevator to going up from top.
You also want to be careful with the with Walter, because you can easily clip into him.
Yeah,
so
you can actually clip into him, and they are pretty hungry.
You will die immediately.
Yeah, this one is in pretty forward stage as well. Oh yeah, you just get over everything. So there's no really skips in this level. It's just
there's one like ladder skip, you could say.
Yeah, I mean you can jump on it pretty quickly, or you can skip the ladder completely by doing 2.
Yeah, that wasn't optimal, but that was kind of like a backup because I was a little bit too slow.
Yeah.
But it's also like better to do this, not just because of the time save, but it can also happen that if you go up the ladder, you just clip into the spike for whatever reason, or like the icicle.
Yeah, that right there is a really tight frame. You have probably... I'm not sure if it's really frame perfect, but if you miss the input climbing up the ladder, the flame will always get you.
You need to just claim it, you know? People don't know if it's frame perfect or not.
I mean, it's really tight. And that's another mechanic of Iceberg with the invisible doors. So that's probably one of the stages where if people played to this point, they probably gave up.
Yeah, and here you could, like, this was recently found, I think. How do I do this stage again? 1 second, I can't take the commentary. It was like, I have it, I got it now again.
Yeah. Normally you actually go left and right and getting the icicles down before or when DK is actually throwing the barrels.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really fun. There's actually found a skip where you can actually jump on a really precise spot and get propelled out of the level. And if you hold in the right directions, you actually need to confirm which direction it is.
It's like...
Yeah, jump and pressing right.
Yeah, exactly.
You can actually finish the level without fighting DK at all.
But it's also important that you reset your console to get this work, because it doesn't happen if if the console's on for too long. No idea why, but it's just like how the game was programmed.
Yeah. Our Tessa, actually forgot his name. I'm really sorry about that. Actually tried to explain it to us a little bit.
Yeah. So I will be trying to go for the 8:16 skip, which that is the same trick, just in 8:16.
Yeah, it's a little bit more consistent because we know it a little bit longer, so we know actually where to go.
And it has more leeway.
Yeah, it has definitely more leeway.
I probably have to go back and get the key.
Yeah, that jump is also pretty tight. So
you want to avoid getting item boxes wherever you can.
Yeah.
Because they waste a lot of time, because you get into like this weird...
Yeah, you have the building animation. You have actually the...
I'm gonna do it safe.
Okay. You actually have the animation for building and for placing, and even if you're really fast, it's always faster not to build any of them.
So you can see it actually here, like it's like an time stop, and it's not a speedrunner heaven, I guess. And it takes like 2 seconds or 1 second to be able to even move the item. So this stage can be really scary, depending on whether or not you go on these like tiles that can break. So we don't want to free any of those hedgehogs, because
probably they are porcupines.
I don't know. This wasn't optimal. I hope I still get it.
Yeah, it should be fine.
I forgot to initiate a handspring there, so I had to do back up there.
Yeah, you can actually, if you if you don't wait at the end, you can actually make the cycle to get the platform directly.
So here we just swim up.
Yeah, I don't know if this was intended, but yeah, we actually can mash fast enough to swim up the waterfall and just going on top. Yeah, normally we actually don't want to be too far left if we collect the key and jumping down and activate the boulder at a specific spot. If then we actually arrive at the bottom and the boulder as well, so we can actually use it to get back up there.
Yeah.
Faster.
So this is RNG hell. If you can manipulate the RNG so it's consistent, but that requires to turn off the console, which isn't really an optimal solution on the Super Game Boy, because anything that has like a oh
yeah,
I didn't expect that. That was actually like really surprising. But anything that has like the startup screen, it just wastes a lot of time. So at some point it's just hoping to get the right RNG on this.
Yeah, you actually, if you play that casually, and DK can actually be really
what am I doing?
crazy.
I was just scared now.
Yeah, he can just actually despawn the platform right under you, and you just fall into your device. So yeah, that's why it's RNG hell. Right now DK behaved. Now you see it actually. We can actually do nothing here, then wait and hope for.
And wall jumps don't work on right facing walls.
Yeah, and just waiting for DK to activate the lever again. And if your reaction is fast enough, you can actually collect or grab a rope if he despawns the platform right down of you, below of you. And yeah,
this was actually just fine RNG.
Yeah, it was fine RNG, but
it wasn't perfect. Perfect would have been a 181. But like the first two tries looked actually very promising, but I died.
Yeah, there was already really good RNG on the first two tries. Yeah, the funny stuff about this game is also that's probably why the community is so small, because almost all of the RNG are in the last few stages of the game.
Yeah, and the last few stages of the game are really difficult. Like I would actually say that those are probably like the hardest. There's some in between that might challenge it, but there's so many hard ones in a row. Here, for example, there's like a really cool strat that I'm gonna go with. So it has to do with the key grab glitch again, but we're going to initiate it a little bit differently. We're gonna pick up this. Oh, I missed it. So there's no way from coming back. So I just have to die. So normally we have to do tumble twice to get it. But if you pick up like instead of second tumble, you can also just pick up a key, and when you pick up a key, it does the same trick.
Yeah, if you pick up the hammer while you're tumbling,
hammer. Sorry.
It actually overrides, or it counts as a second tumble, so we can actually move freely down there. Oh, that was really tight.
All according to plan.
Yeah, according to plan.
So on this stage we have a clip, and two clips actually, one through the elevator and one through the ceiling. This stage used to be so much longer and so much harder. So
yeah, you see there, walls are merely a suggestion in this game. And yeah,
I missed this one.
Yeah, it was a little bit too early. You can actually use the key. If you stand on the key while it's falling down, it overrides the elevator platforms. So the key actually propels you down.
So we want to try to throw this without momentum, which is easier said than done. And we actually want to.
There's actually an easy setup if you run down and throw the key up. If you hit the wall.
I remember. You're true. That's true. I forgot about that.
That's a little bit easier setup.
This was like the Yoda strat.
Yeah. So we actually throw it up, and we just.
This is why I ducked in practice. I remember.
Yeah, and we just throw the key up. And
No, it's actually kind of funny in practice. When I was practicing this, I would always duck, and I would be like, "Why am I ducking again?"
yeah. So if you collect the key while falling, you actually get more downwards momentum. So that was what Sheik tried to do there with grabbing the key again. Yeah, we can actually do a double tumble here as well. And actually, DK Junior behaved here really well. So
And if you press left while you're like under like the ceiling, you can just like immediately clip without having to wait for the conveyor to push you down.
yeah, this is one stage we can actually doing nothing than wait for the right boulder. There's a really tight way actually to get up there, but I wouldn't recommend it trying it out. I mean, PDO does it sometimes, but not all the time, because if you miss it, you lose so much time.
Do you mean like to do a wall jump? Or?
No, he does a handspring jump off the boulder.
Oh, I see. I know what you mean. Yeah, I have not practiced that one, so it's better for me to not go for that one. So the next 4 stages, there's one in particular that I always fear when I'm on PB pace or world record pace. It's really difficult to say it like that. It's like 8:11.
Yeah, this one is also an RNG stage, because DK Junior actually throws mushrooms, and if you're... Oh yeah, you got it first try. If you're small, you actually can't do anything in the game, more or less. Oh, almost. There's a backup strat right there. If you collect the key with a backflip grab, you can actually jump down in the middle and get into a state where you actually just... that's why. Oh, you survived.
Yeah, it was very close, but I survived.
Yeah, where you actually can walk over spikes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit slower. I think Ludwig van Cooper, another runner, found a way to actually don't get the flat down animation that you see right there. So we actually save a little bit of time.
How dare us almost forget Ludwig? Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ludwig.
He's also like a runner that started like I think 2 years ago.
Yeah, and he dominated the scene with PDO. That's probably our 2 best runners, Ludwig and PDO, right now, because they're both close to sub 1 hour times. Or PDO actually has a sub 1 hour time. So, by the way, sub hour, there is actually a bounty for the game. Myself put a $100 bounty on the game for the first person that get a sub 58.
Sub 58, you mean?
Sub 59 and 58 time in the game, with the rules that apply on speedrun.com. So, if you want to actually claim that bounty, you probably need to hurry a little bit up, because I heard that PDO actually plans to claim it.
I'm not interested in it at the moment. Oh, I have to reset here, I think.
Yeah, you actually do if you want to do the 816. So yeah, we actually need to hard reset here, because if we don't do it, the in-game timer will continue to run, and we actually need the in-game timer to have a certain value for the glitch to work at the end of the level.
Need to speed up a little bit.
And it saves so much time that it actually even saves time on Super Game Boy.
It's important to do this kind of fast now, because if we are too slow, if I mess up the stages too much, then I might not get it, and that would be really bad. But I'm gonna try my best to get it. So it will really come down to the next 2 stages, because the next stage has a really like I only know how to do this properly, and it's really, really tough. And like similar tricks in this run, I've.
Yeah, that's another tight handspring jump right there. I mean, you can set it up by bouncing against the ceiling, but we actually want to skip all the lever stuff right down there because you need to pull them in the right order to actually finish the level casually.
What was the normal way of doing this? Because I fear that I might not get this.
You press down the one in the middle right there.
Like I press A, but it doesn't register.
Almost.
I try like 3 times or more, something like that.
So you actually, I really need to think about it. Didn't do the same.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, that's what we actually want to do. So we actually get the boulder guys down there and just activate 2 levers. And if you do it casually, you actually need to pull 5 levers or so, which costs time, and we actually want to save time here.
The thing is, like this stage after that jump is not free because, like for example, this flower shoots like these.
The pollen right there.
Yeah, and the hitbox of this flower is terrible.
They're pretty big and they burn you up. So you actually don't want to touch them. So there are different ways to doing the stage. You're going for the fast top cycle probably.
Oh, that was too high up.
Yeah, you can actually use the spring down there to actually use the boulders that coming on the lava.
Yeah, I've done that like a long time ago,
Yeah.
but that's actually slower. Oh, 1 second, I got this.
Just take your time. Yeah, that's an animation that we actually don't want to see, because it's slow because you can't actually do anything while he's laying on the ground. So now we actually need to wait for boulders, and these boulders have really annoying setting on there because they have ice physics on it. So you actually have a moving boulder which also has ice physics. So if you play it casually,
and you need to constantly jump because while being on there, you drop it down into the lava.
Yeah, that as well. So now I hope it should be fine.
I'm gonna wait on this one.
Yeah, we actually glitch out and we just jump and walk
I
out.
died.
It's probably too late. Probably took a little bit too much time.
In my practice, it worked. So
yeah, what you actually do if you get out there, you jump and hold right, if I recall it correctly, and you hit a spot which probably says you finished the level, and you finished the level. That's unfortunate RNG. I probably didn't move. Is that a soft lock? No, it isn't.
I don't know what that was, but I'm sorry.
We're probably going a little bit overestimate.
Happens to the best of us.
I mean, that game can sometimes be really unforgiving. Yeah,
but it won't be that much by a few minutes. I guess we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, we have the last 9 stages and the boss fight, or the final boss fight. And the next 9 stages are really, really fast. Or 8 stages. No, it's 9. Because it's a little bit of a gauntlet. And you have 4 boss fights and then just jumping up and 1 boss fight again.
Yeah.
So
it's like 2 minutes or 3 minutes to the boss and then 2 minutes boss fight.
Yeah.
So here I don't reset because I have very bad experience with the RNG if I reset it here. So
you just play to 9-5 or 94 save reset, and going for the first seed because it actually probably it was the first seed.
Yeah, the first seed is not that good.
Yeah, I mean all the other runners going. Yeah, we actually want to get rid of the guy because he can be a little bit annoying.
Just gonna go safe here with the strat that I'm going to do. There was like another strat that I could do there, which I didn't go for because you can get very unlucky if you jump up there and then like Donkey Kong lets objects fall down from the screen.
Yeah, this stage looks scary, but it probably isn't if you're fast enough. Yeah,
I messed up my reverse backflip, so that's what really unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, for me in the beginning of learning this game, this was one of the scariest stages because the springs are actually pretty hard to predict.
That's what I was intended to do.
Because if you see it right there, the spring didn't go up all the way, and so you don't actually know where the spring can go because it's RNG where it goes.
Yeah. So this is another RNG stage. So this is actually really bad RNG because he didn't change the switch.
Yeah, you actually want the stage to beginning for the conveyor belt to go left, and DK Jr. is in control of the switch, and we actually all runners don't really like DK Jr. in the game because he messed up so many runs. Because yeah, he's control of the conveyor belts and the doors. I probably need to. Yeah,
like this is terrible RNG. I should have probably killed myself at the beginning, but I wasn't sure.
So yeah, that can happen.
It's very unfortunate.
So yeah, you also have all the mushrooms are coming down, and it's now more a game of dodging and waiting. So
this should be fine.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna this was
this was a good decision for going for the handspring jump, because if you're on the platform and you realize too late and you don't have actually a rope to grab onto, you fall down, and it costs time. So you did the right thing in going safe. So now we actually gonna get locked up DK Jr. So it's the last time we're gonna see him in this game, and that's probably the time in the game that I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, this removes a lot of RNG. I guess that there's no Donkey Kong Jr. stages anymore anyway, but yeah, it's at least a little bit satisfying.
Yeah, the next stages are just stages where you actually need to go up and don't do anything else.
Yeah, it's super quick. Like there's one more stage that takes a little bit longer. The other stages are all second stages, like 2 to 5 seconds, and the next stage, the next stage is actually really quick, but the stage after that is like a little bit longer, and then there's the final fight, and that's about it.
Yeah, and it's a classic attempt on the last stages. It's like, we had the first 4 stages in the game that resembled the old DK arcade game, and the last 4 stages do that as well a little bit, because you just need to reach Donkey Kong. I mean, except for this one, because we actually have a mechanic with the ropes and doing a little bit acrobatic stuff.
So here you want to make sure that you don't overshoot.
Yeah, that's one stuff that can be really annoying. Since we found the RNG manipulation, it's not that kind of a deal. But you can actually, if you're really, really unlucky, you can sit here 5 minutes without DK flipping the switch. That's happened to Spark City in his.
I remember that one. I remember that one.
He even was on world record pace on that.
I remember exactly what run that was. That was really unfortunate. But in retrospect, it's also always funny to look back at those moments.
Yeah.
Like I have some of those moments too for myself, and I always have to kind of laugh about it when I think back to those. And
now for the best song in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like honestly, like all of these tunes are really good. Besides the iceberg and the intro screen.
Close. So yeah, that's the last barrel, and then we get to the last boss in the game. And
But I thought this guy was the last.
no, not in this game. It's a little bit of I don't know why they picked the last way of the game, how they picked, because it's a little bit like the movie Donkey Kong or King Kong. Sorry about that. Because yeah, he falls down, and of course it's not all because we have one big fight left.
Yeah, we have one more big fight left, which can actually be very nerve-wracking because you have to do some precise like timed jumps.
Yeah. It has. You need to hit him 6 times with a barrel, and it has 3 phases, and each phase has one intermission where you actually can't hit him. So yeah, Donkey Kong is lurking down there, and you actually, yeah, he smashes his fist on the ground, and then stuff falls from the top. And you actually want to wait if you throw a barrel. That's actually a good spawn right there, because we can use the time throwing the barrel, catching another one.
Well, it was a safe spawn, but they were like it's similar to SMW, the last fight, where you want to have like a barrel for like the next phase. So there are some better patterns that you can get.
Oh, that was close.
That was. I had to jump out of there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I mean, the fight, if it takes optimally, it takes 2 minutes. But yeah, sometimes this can happen. Yeah, you actually want to do a wall kick right there, because you actually, if you do it casually, you need to use the hands to getting up there. Can be a little bit finicky to doing this. So yeah, but we found actually a glitch on the stage where you can actually backflip, grab one of the barrels, and go into a similar state like the key glitch. And we found a way actually to use it to skip the whole game on a new file. So we set up the glitch right there, but the problem with that is it's not really consistent. So we got it once or twice, and it's only really profitable with save states right now. So if someone finds a way to use this boss fight to make some New Game Plus file,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible.
To actually use a New Game Plus file, then the any percent category of the game would be like 5 or 6 minutes long.
So this was a good spot. Now we have spawned. Now we have another barrel for the intermission phase, pretty much. Or like for the next phase, so we have to throw less barrels at him, or like still the same amount, but we save some time by having already one collected.
Yeah, if you, by the way, if you fall down on one of the intermission stages, the safest spot is actually the right side.
You just went safe there.
Yeah.
So this is actually the hardest part of the fight. So we want to have some very specific timed jumps, and depending on whether or not, like how the objects fall, can really be bad.
Yeah, but you're standing on a pretty safe space right there, because nothing can hit you there.
Yeah, but it's still kind of scary.
Yeah. Now we need 2 barrels left, and to hit DK twice, and time's coming up soon.
Like the time comes up
when the last barrel hits.
Yeah. So now time. Sorry for going over the time. Wasn't my best run, but we got there. So let's wrap this up very quickly, I would say.
Yeah. I actually, do you want to thank the guys first, or anyone that you want to thank for that?
Well, the whole community.
Yeah, me as well. actually the whole community, especially in my case, not Sprite, because it was not really a bet, but he came someday into my channel and said, yeah, I have a cool game. Do you want to check it out? And I said, yeah, I will check it out. I played it casually one time and I got hooked onto it. And yeah, the whole DK94 community is right now Civil, especially because he's doing so much. And Ludwig doing so much to keep it alive and finding so many new stuff, which is really, really amazing. You should run it a little bit. So that's for me.
For me too. Thank you guys for watching.
Have fun watching the marathon.
Yeah.